Vance McAllister is a member of Congress. He won a special election when Rodney Alexander left Congress. He hasn't even been there a full term. He came in 2013. And then shortly after he came into office, he's from Louisiana. He's from R-Swartz, Louisiana. He was caught on camera kissing a staffer, kissing an unknown woman, later identified as a staffer, later fired. Women always come out ahead in this deal. And then he initially said, after that came out, and Bobby Jindal and the many other influential Republicans in Louisiana urged him to resign, or at least not seek a full term this cycle, he said back in April of this year that he would not run. And then within a month or so later, he changed his mind and indeed said he's going to run. And he is now in a race with 9 qualified opponents. I don't mean qualified, actually qualified. I suspect none of them are qualified. But with 10 people who have qualified to have their name on the ballot. And he's running again, and he's ahead in the polls. He's probably not, almost certainly not going to get 50%. He'll end up in a runoff, in all likelihood, if he makes the top 2, and it's close.
Yeah.
So he now has a commercial with his wife, who has accepted him back after his dalliance with the staffer who he fired, because she, of course, was the cause of the problem, not him. So here's Vance McAllister's ad with his wife, Kelly McAllister. And if you've had something to eat recently, get ready, because it's coming back up.
Life is filled with ups and downs.
But a man's character is based on how many times he gets back up and stands again.
I'm lucky to have been blessed with a great family and a wonderful Christian wife.
And I'm blessed to have a husband who owns up to his mistakes, never gives up, always fighting for the good people of Louisiana.
I'm Vance McAllister.
And I'm Kelly McAllister.
And we approve this message because some things are just worth fighting for.
Vance McAllister, conservative veteran, 100% Louisiana.
The ad is called Blessed.
A good Christian wife. Look, nobody was questioning her values, buddy. They were questioning your values.
That's right. That's right. They were questioning.
She looks like a good Christian wife. I'm sure she is.
Yeah, she took him back. They got 5 kids together. I got no beef with her. God bless her. I don't. She's a victim in this, and I don't care that he had an affair.
Yeah.
But if you're going to run as he did, that he's a good Christian, and he won't.
Which he still is.
He won't
He's
shut up about it. He will not shut up about it. This sickening hypocrite who looks like he looks like you'd cast him as a bully in a high school movie.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this guy. He looks like
on heroin.
Yeah. So, and then look. Now I'm going to say something bad. He says veteran. He's selling that he's a veteran. Fuck him. Now, he's a combat medic, which is, he enrolled, according to his bio, after high school. And God bless him for that, right? But he didn't serve in a combat zone. He served in South Korea, and again, it counts. But let me tell you what principled men who served do. For example, I didn't, but my father did. He doesn't talk about it. And he doesn't trade on it, and he doesn't trade on getting elected. And he doesn't suggest, because of his age, when he says veteran, that he wants people to think, oh, he must have served in Iraq or Afghanistan, right? So don't say it. George McGovern.
Yeah, he wants you to think
He wants
Iraq.
you to think that, and that's why I'm saying this, because George McGovern, who would have been a great, 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 great president, in 1972 got his ass handed to him by Richard Nixon, right? George McGovern flew, I don't know the number, it's either 44 or 74 combat missions over Germany in his plane. And
what, in like the 70s? Or?
Yeah, that's right. He was a pilot for United Airlines, right? Right. And his route,
wasn't so bad.
His route took him over Germany a lot. Yeah, that's nice. Combat missions from 1942 to 1945 in Germany. People in his squadron were shot down. When my father was running his campaign with Gary Hart, about whom there was a fascinating article, by the way, in the New York Times Sunday magazine, my dad would say to him, because he was getting hammered as being soft on the war, right? Because he wanted us to do that crazy thing of get out of Vietnam, which of course was correct.
He's a sick man.
And he would say, no, I don't, that's not right. We all served. That's what we did. We served our country, and I don't want to talk about it. And look, he wouldn't have won if he talked about it. But it's a sign of what a man with principle is, George McGovern, and what a douchebag Vance McAllister. And the contrast is so shocking, and that's why I bring up the part about when he says he's a veteran, trying to make you believe that he served in combat. Look, if he could have been sent, and if I'm wrong, I'm an asshole and I apologize. But I'm reading his bio, and you'd think he would have mentioned it.
If he'd been in combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he could have been, and good for him.
Yeah.
There's no good for him, and he's such a freaking hypocrite. And just like
it's hard
for these guys who do this, like the guy who got caught with the cocaine in Congress and then decided he's going to keep, just resign. And then if you want to get your shit together, run again. Say to the voters, I got it. I made a mistake, and I ran as a Christian values candidate, and I got caught with another woman, so I'm going to resign. And then my wife is taking, and you know what? We're going to come back. I'm going to wait a couple of years, and I'm going to come back. I would never begrudge that. I would admire that.
Yeah.
But they won't even do this.
No, unfortunately, Americans think that there's not enough religion in politics. We learned that today.
And that ad, right.
They want more of it.
By the way, that ad will help him in what is obviously
Probably.
a very conservative district, because it matters because voters are much more comfortable forgiving a guy if his very attractive wife is willing to forgive him too.
Yeah, if his wife and Jesus are still sleeping with him, they'll stick by him.